Welcome to my channel, Study Spare. This is the part 2 of Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore. We will be going through the details of this log, that is, the explanation, theme, and figure of speech. Now, let's look into the explanation. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. The above line describes a place where people are brave and not afraid. They are confident and hold their heads high with dignity. The next line emphasizes the importance of education and access to information for all. Knowledge should not be restricted or limited, allowing everyone to learn and grow. Rabindranath Tagore shares his opinions, his views about how the society should be, and the knowledge should not be restricted to anyone. It is free and everyone should get it. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. In these lines introduce the concept of unity. In an ideal world, the people are not divided by social barriers. The lean, narrow domestic walls does not mean literal walls, but the barriers that are created in the minds of people. These divisions could be due to issues like social status, religion, nationality, or even family structure. Where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. The poet stresses on honesty and truthfulness. In an idle nation, people communicate openly and with honesty, with their words reflecting their true thoughts and feelings. The poet highlights the importance of continuous improvement. In an idle nation, the people constantly strive to be better versions of themselves, both individually and collectively as a society. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of death habits. These lines are a metaphor. The clear stream of reason represents critical thinking and logic. The dreary desert sand of dead habit represents following traditions or outdated practices blindly. The poet wants to say that the members of an ideal society use logic and reason and do not blindly follow the old traditions. The poet is not against any tradition but wants people to think logically and with reason to make a sense. Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action. Our mind should be led by God, or the author is directly talking to God. When the mind is pushed forward by the guiding force, it explores new ideas, expands its understanding of the world, and broadens its perspectives. This broadened knowledge translates into more meaningful and effective action that contributes to a better society. Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. This line is a appeal or a prayer. Father again reinforces the possible interpretation of a divine force, that is the God. In this line, the poet is having a conversation with a god. The word father also indicates the word god. Idea of an ideal society. The poem Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore is a powerful description of an ideal society. In the poem, the poet envisions an ideal nation where people are free to think and express themselves without fear. Knowledge is readily available to everyone. There is unity and harmony across different classes, castes, and communities. Honesty and truth from the bedrock of communication. People are constantly working for progress and improvement. Reason guides actions while respecting valuable traditions. Let's look into this theme, freedom from fear. Tagore envisions a society where people are fearless. This sets the tone for the entire poem, highlighting the absence of fear as a foundation for a better world. Fear acts as a roadblock to progress, innovation, and honest expression. Hence, the people must be bold and unafraid. As the poet begins the poem with the line, Where the mind is without fear, to introduce the main character or the main theme of the poem. Unity and harmony. Next line of the poem indicates the unity and harmony where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic wall. The above lines from the poem criticizes social divisions. The ideal society must look beyond the barriers like race, religion, or nationality, fostering a sense of belonging and cooperation among all its people. Honesty and truth. A society built on trust allows for open communication and discourages manipulation and exploitation. Hence, in an ideal society, the poet says that the people must be honest and must speak truthfully. The poet has also given the example in the poem that is, where words come out from the depth of truth. Emphasize on knowledge. The poet emphasizes the accessibility of information and educational. This fosters intellectual growth and empowers individuals to reach their full potential. In the poem, the poet has mentioned in the line where knowledge is free. Figure of speeches, alteration. Repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words. For example, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, dreary desert sand of dead habit. Second, repetition. Repetition of certain words and phrases for emphasis. For example, where is repeated at the beginning of several lines, highlighting the importance of the conditions being described. Where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way. Third, metaphor. The figure of speech that is used to make a comparison. For example, clear stream of reason. compares reason to a flowing body of water, suggesting its clarity and importance. Another example is Dairy Desert Sand of Dead Habit, which compares blindly following tradition to a barren wasteland. 4. Anaphora. Anaphora refers to the deliberate repetition of a word or phrase at the beginning of each sentences. For example, the poet repeats the word where 7 times throughout the poem. Enjambment. Enjambment refers to a sentence or clause continuing on to the next line of poetry without a pause indicated by punctuation. For example, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into the ever widening thought and action. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe for the latest updates.